It does not matter what time you decide to wake up. If you choose to wake up at 4 a.m. or 9 a.m., that is entirely your decision. The real crisis facing our generation is not the time we wake up, it is the absolute garbage quality of sleep we are getting before we do. Most people think that sleep is a simple game of math. They believe that if they close their eyes for 8 hours, they have successfully completed their sleep requirement. But they are completely wrong. Sleep is not about how many hours you spend unconscious with your eyes closed. It is about how many hours of you spend in deep sleep and REM cycles. The average person who sleeps for 8 hours only gets about 2 to 3 hours of actual high quality deep sleep. The rest of the time, body is just trapped in a shallow, restless states of unconsciousness. If you learn how to optimize your brain mechanics, you can get more rest in 6 hours than an average person gets in 9. There is a simple, highly effective blueprint to completely clear insomnia, optimize your brain health, and unlock hours of extra productivity every single day. First, you need to implement a strict cutoff rule for stimulants. For the movement on, you cannot consume caffeine, energy drinks, or strong stimulants within 6 hours of your planned sleep time. Caffeine has a massive half life. Even if you think you can fall asleep with coffee in your system, it actively blocks your brain from dropping into a deep REM state. You are essentially forcing your brain to run a marathon while you are unconscious. Second, you must completely eliminate digital blue light 2 hours before your head hits the pillow. Blue light acts as a psychological emergency signal to your brain, mimicking midday sunlight and completely halting the production of melatonin. 2 hours before the bed, dim the lights in your environment. If you absolutely must look at your phone, turn on strict grayscale or black and white mode. Better yet, listen to an educational podcast or read a physical book. Reading is a slow, methodical process that signals your central nervous system to wind down and prepare for recovery. Third, you need to clear your mental bandwidth before you sleep by creating a tactical to do list for the next day. A massive reason for insomnia is subconscious anxiety. Your brain stays awake because it is terrified of forgetting what it needs to execute tomorrow. Write down 4 or 5 incredible simple tasks for the next morning. It does not need to be complex. It can be as simple as reading a 10-minute book, making your bed, or organizing your desk. When you wake up, you must essentially execute the very first task on that list without looking at your phone. The modern habit of lying in bed for an hour scrolling through social media immediately after waking up is a psychological poison. It completely destroys your focus and fast forwards your morning into oblivion. Jump out of the bed, complete your first basic task, and lock in your momentum for the entire day. Fourth, you must aggressively control what you eat at night. Never consume a high calorie meal within 4 hours of going to sleep. When you eat a massive amount of heavy protein or complex fat right before bed, your body does not actually rest. Your brain might be knocked out, but your digestive tract is forced to work overnight, all night because to process that heavy food, you wake up feeling sluggish, exhausted, and heavy because your body spends its recovery energy on digestion instead of deep cellular repair. If you are an athlete or training heavily and require high calories, keep your heaviest meal in the afternoon and make your final meal of day light, clean, and easily digestible. Finally, if you want to bypass the shallow phases of sleep, drop instantly into deep state of recovery, considering incorporating a magnesium glycinate supplement into your night routine. This is a specific compound, directly relaxes your nervous system, quietens the chaotic chatter in your skull, and maximizes the efficiency of your sleep cycle. Stop measuring your life by how many hours you waste in bed. Optimize that machine, protect your deep sleep, and wake up ready to execute.